Hey you guys, I'm Lisa Schwartz and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. I'm going to be doing my first official houseplant tour. I have become so obsessed with houseplants. It's actually maybe an addiction. But the video that you're gonna see today was actually shot in the beginning of summer of last year, 2020. I was going to reshoot an updated video, but I thought it was actually kind of interesting to see the plants that I started with, and then later, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and I'll give you an update of what my plants look like now. When I really got into houseplants, I went a little overboard. It was during the spring and summer season, which was super lucrative in terms of what the plants looked like and how they were growing and thriving. Now we're into the winter and things are looking a little bit not as peppy and pretty, and I've definitely lost some plants since this video was shot, but I'm learning so much about them and I'm so excited to share my knowledge. So again, if you want to know more about plants, make sure you give this video a thumbs up so I know, and I'll continue to make different series around them, especially for new plant parents. I am a new plant parent. I really got into this just this last year, so some of the information that you might hear in this video might not be 100% correct. Some of the names might not be 100% correct, but this is just purely for fun and entertainment, and maybe it'll inspire you to get your green thumb on. So have fun, enjoy the video, and I'll see you at the end.
Welcome to my jungle! And thank you, Jeff, for allowing me to turn our house into a jungle. It's only gonna get weirder. Okay, so I'm mostly gonna just show you the stuff that's in my living room, and the reason why the living room is so lucrative in terms of plant success is because of this giant window here. This is like our main light source, and I've learned that all the plants over there are getting great light from here, but not direct light because of this wonderful shield that basically acts like a sheer curtain. But there are a few plants here that can totally take the heat of the window, which is incredible. Okay, so the good thing about that window is it helps plants grow, but it also is really hard to shoot because of the light, so I'll just hold it. So these are my friends. This is the Happy Bean, I think it's called, or Jumping Bean. I think this is a jade or a succulent. This is definitely a succulent. I can't remember. This is all like in the succulent family, and these guys have been alive for literally forever, and I don't do anything to them. I barely water them, and they're just living their best life. This guy needs a little bit of help, but guys, if you want somewhere to start and you have direct sunlight, get a succulent because it's pretty hard to kill them. And I just like the vibe and look of them. And you know what, guys? Overwatering is usually more damaging than underwatering, so it's good for all you lazy people. So this is actually like one of the first things I started with in terms of plants. And you can tell they need to be repotted. We will do that shortly. I love you. Thank you for staying alive despite my lack of attention. Here's my Jade Queen. I actually propagated this one, which means I basically took a clipping of this jade plant from outside and I put it in water and let its little roots grow, and then I repotted it. So she is new in here and she's getting accustomed to the situation, but jade are really cool. They're super strong and super resilient, and it could take the heat from the glass of the window. So we'll see how she does. There's a lot of different places to buy plants. I like to go to a nursery, like a little small, like home run nursery up the street. But guys, Trader Joe's has plants, like any grocery store has plants. And these were both from Halloween from 2 years ago. This is some sort of an air plant, and air plants are really weird. I haven't learned much about them yet, but you literally don't have to do anything with them except for like put them in water once in a while. But look how cute he is. And this is one of my favorite succulents. She is thriving. She has had babies and she loves the sun and she is never thirsty. I mean, she's like kind of thirsty once in a while, but like very rarely.
At least someone's having babies around here.
Girl, because these bitches are prickly, but they're so cool. I love the cactus. Again, this is like one of the first plants I started with because I knew that they were resilient. They need to be repotted as well, but I love the colors and they're so fun and they can take the heat. But be careful. Many a times, both Jeff and I have put our hands directly on top of the yellow one. Don't ask why, it just happened. important to note that a lot of plants are toxic to animals, but Corny here has never shown any interest in a plant. All she cares about is chicken and turkey. So, you know, we feel safe here that everything is okay with her. But if she ever were to show signs that she was interested in eating any of the plants, I would definitely move them and or get rid of them. But for now, Corny won't give them. Here she is, my rubber plant. She has been with me for several years. I'm gonna say like 3 or 4 years. It was one of my first big plants that I ever purchased before I really like understood how to take care of a plant. So she has been through a lot, and let me say, she's pretty resilient. I just recently moved her out here because she gets really great in direct sunlight. And I repotted her and cleaned her up a bit, and she seems to be killing it. Not like actually like killing, like she's thriving. You get the point. I love her. In the same family as the rubber plant, I just learned, is the fiddle fig. Now most fiddle fig you'll see on like sexy Instagrams accounts, and they're like really big fiddle fig. I feel like it's like the aesthetic, but actually a fiddle fig is pretty temperamental. They're really hard to manage apparently, so I've always been afraid to get one. But then I found out that they have a dwarf version, so this is the dwarf fiddle fig, and I'm really excited to give it a try. It's new, and you're not supposed to move it around a lot. Like once it finds its place, you're supposed to just leave it, and I did move it yesterday because I realized I don't think it was thriving where it was before. But this should do the trick. It's the same in direct sunlight. It's getting enough, but not too much. And I'm just hoping that it works. And if it does, it's gonna grow pretty tall. So Jeff, we're gonna have to move the TV up to accommodate, because we can't move. We can't move her.
Ugh.
This is my Pothos. I have 2 Pothos, which you will see soon. And these guys, I mean, really, I feel like I've chosen really resilient plants just so I can't like super mess up. I want to start with like the resilient ones. These guys are amazing because, first of all, they grow, like they'll just continue to grow long and long and long, which I love, and you can kind of like train them to grow in certain ways. But what's so fun about these is they let you know when they're thirsty. Like, so you can let them dry, and then you'll look one day and they're like, and then you just water them real good, make sure they drain, and then they come back to life, and they come back even fuller and greater. So I feel like these guys talk to me, and this guy has been around for a long time. And I just think they're so pretty. They have all different varieties. So come over here and I'll show you the next Pothos. This is the other Pothos that I have, and this guy is just fierce. I mean, he just goes and goes and goes, and I'm training him to like move. I want it to like cascade all the way down, and I feel like it's moving and shaking. I've had him for a couple of years, but just recently I've noticed a lot more growth because I put him here. He's getting pretty good sunlight, but again, it's not super direct, and I am pretty excited about him. So I just get in here and retrain him to move down and water him when he tells me, and yeah, I'm pretty pumped about this one. I feel like this one's just taken off. I love him. I'm so excited. This is the newest addition to my family. This is a palm. I will leave the specific kind of palm in the description below, but I just love how lush and fun this plant is, and I'm kind of getting into the jungle plants, and this is definitely one of them. However, when I got this, I got it from the nursery, and it was like super drenched, and so I had to move it outside for a little bit because I was worried that its roots were gonna rot. But now she is thriving and she seems happy, and I feel like this one's just gonna get bigger and bigger. I don't know much about the palm. I am learning, but I'm excited to see where she goes. But I feel like it's happy in this position relative to the light, and I love her. Okay, this is an Anthurium. It's also known as the flamingo plant. And I could not walk away from this. I just think that the flowers are so delicate and so pretty, and I love that it came small. Again, I feel like if you are a little overwhelmed by figuring out a plant, it's nice to have a small version so you can kind of play around before you like spend all this money and get a big one. She does not need to be tended to often, which again, love, although she needs a watering right now. This thing can just go and go and go and grow and grow and grow, but as long as I keep it in a smaller pot, it'll probably stay around this size. I don't know too much more beyond that, other than my mom said it's a pretty easy one and that she's just so lovely to look at. So I'm excited to see how she grows.
Do you love her?
And I love her. The main event. This is my Monstera, and I'm so in love with her. This one is a Monstera Deliciosa, and it's also known as a cheese plant. And as you can see, they're famous for these like little slits in their leaves. And then these young ones will eventually, it could take years, I forgot what the name of it is, I'm learning, but these will eventually have slits in them as well. And this lady is strong and resilient. She doesn't need to be watered often. She likes to get dry, but this thing is going to grow and grow and grow, and you can train them. So like eventually I'll probably put like some sort of either a moss pole in here or some sort of a thing for it to grow. And these things can get huge and live forever. So Jeff, this is with us for the rest of our life. Okay, this is my Dracaena, and I actually got this at Trader Joe's like years ago. These things are insane. Like, I left this guy unattended for so long and it still survived. I just repotted it yesterday and I feel like it's about to like have a whole new life ahead of it. And I also have moved it. Apparently these guys like humidity, so if you can't provide like a humid climate, that you can actually pair them with another plant, and by putting the two plants together, it like they emit more humidity or something. I don't know, that sounded professional. I'm not sure if that's true, but I do know if you put them together, like the humidity rises. And so I had another one of these that I also repotted, and now they live up here together. Oh, hello, this is my money tree and I'm so excited about it. I have been working so hard to revive it from when I first got it. I got it because I was like, oh, that's trendy and like also maybe it'll bring me success and money. And then I neglected it, as one does, and my bank account was also neglected. But now I have figured out what it likes and where it likes to be, and this seems to be a great spot. It's got indirect sunlight. I keep an eye on the water. It likes to get dry but not too dry, and I missed it, and it started blooming new leaves, which means we are about to get rich, Jeff, and I'm so excited about that.
You spend all the money on frickin' plants though.
True, it's a vicious cycle. And as you can see, there's some browning stuff, and I think that's from earlier when I was either overwatering it or underwatering it, or, you know, there's several different reasons why it could be like that, but I still love it, imperfections and all, and it's exciting because I could see a bunch of new little guys sprouting. So I feel like this thing is just gonna get bigger and better. Okay, so actually my mom just gave me this. She didn't have the right space for it, and so she passed it off to me. So this is new in my home, and you'll soon get a different pot, and you know, it needs to be revived a little bit, but this is another Anthurium, like the small one on the fireplace, and I think I'm gonna put this in a bigger pot, not too much bigger, but like an inch bigger, and see if this bad boy can grow even bigger, because I feel like it's going pretty nuts, and you can see the roots are just like itching for a new pot. But yeah, this guy doesn't need much, just a little bit of love here and there, and it provides these amazing flowers. So cool, thanks Mom. Look at this, friend. This is a Dracaena, I think. I'm pretty sure. I've had this one for a really, really long time, and again, this one was kind of neglected because I didn't really understand it. It's been moved around, but it finally found a home that I think it's happy with. Indirect sunlight. It doesn't like to get super wet, so you let it dry out pretty good, and then you water it properly. I just gave it a little trim, so some of the dead leaves are now gone. You can still see some damage, but you can see that there's like new green coming, and there's new guys coming in, and I just think it's so rad, and this guy is just so fierce and resilient and strong, and this is a good one to start with if you're a little afraid of plants, because they can hold on pretty tight. So tight. This is a dark corner, but I want wanted to try to figure out plants that work here. And so I have another Dracaena here, which actually is doing pretty good. So if you have a relatively medium to low light, this guy seems to be thriving. This guy is killing it. He's so good, and he's also so fake. I need to figure out a real plant that'll work here, but for now, we went with a fake plant. You know, you gotta fill in where you can. And then come on a little closer to the tried and true friend for all of us. This right here is the plant that everyone should have, even if you don't understand plants. This is a snake plant, and they are awesome. They don't need anything. They need water like every so often, but they just need love and respect, and that's what you get. This guy has been in this darkish corner, and he's been thriving. Once in a while, it's good to like take cloth and wipe down all the dust off of them to make sure that they're getting enough air to photosynthesize. And yeah, I don't have much more to say other than these are like so awesome because really they can survive under most conditions. So it's a great plant to start with. I feel like I said that about everything, but all of my plants are pretty strong. So yeah, I love this guy. You're doing great. Okay, so this is the only place in the house that gets like full sun besides the window where the succulents live. And so nothing has had much success here until now. Introducing the Portulaca. They come in different varieties. I wrote it down. This is the Color Blast Lemon Twist because I love the lemon flowers. And when I got this, there was only one flower, and now, as you can see, there's two beautiful blooming, and I see a few back here that are about to bloom. This is just such a joyous plant, and I'm so excited about it. They're drought tolerant, so you don't have to water them very much. They're super easy to care for, and it's just gonna keep getting bigger and better, and it does great in the direct sunlight. So I'm kind of obsessed with this. Follow me on Instagram so you can see how this blooms. But I'm so obsessed that I feel like I'm gonna start putting some outside soon because this is just so joyful. Delicate and lovely. Okay, we're moving into the bedroom. The rest of the house doesn't get the greatest lighting, and I'm working on figuring out what the office should have in it. Right now there's just a bunch of fake plants, and what the bathrooms could have that would thrive. But come on into the bedroom. There's only 2 plants in here right now. Like I said, the front room is really where the magic happens. I mean, the magic happens here, but not with plants. A fern. I keep it over there, but with the lighting out the window, it's hard to see. Again, I like to just try out new plants in small versions, and I just think this is so cute. It was not doing well in there. It was too hot, but it seems to be doing well in the bedroom. We get sunlight through here in the morning, but it's not super hot, and so it seems to be thriving. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, and I will let you know. What do you think? Really, not interested in plants at all. Okay, this big bad baby has been with me for years and years and years, and this is a snake plant like you saw before. It loves it here. It is getting so tall. I am so obsessed with it, and it just like, I don't know, I just feel like it's like part of our little bedroom life. It's a little jungle in our bedroom, and I love it. This guy needs to be watered, but I really haven't watered him in like forever, and he's producing new leaves back here, and I feel like I can repot it and it will get even bigger, and I just want to see if it can hit the ceiling. I love this guy. Resilient. Indirect sunlight, living its best life. Watching us sleep. Oh, lastly, I wanted to show you a few things. This is another Dracaena, and it loves it here. I just moved it here, and this one seems to really like, it's pretty direct sunlight, but it seems to be thriving. I just need to water this more than the other ones. Back here too, I don't know if you can see, I just got this from a couple years ago from this sweet old woman at some thrift like shop thing who had made a bunch of these, and it's doing pretty well. But what I really wanted to show you was, this is my little propagation station, and basically these are cuttings from, this one's from my Pothos, and I just put them in here and I keep an eye on them, and as soon as they really grow roots, which they're starting to grow, I can repot them and get a whole new plant. So yeah, nerd out. I'm pretty pumped about it.
So there you have it. That was my official summer plant tour, and it's fascinating to watch back because really so much has changed and I've learned so much. So if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you want to become a plant parent and you don't know where to begin, I'm thinking of making a video just for you. It won't be this long, just little short clips about how to maintain, how to pick out, and how to make your plants thrive. So thank you guys so much for watching this. I'm so happy to be back here with you, and I look forward to the next video with you. See you then.